This is a full body strength training class designed specifically to get you used to using weights to build strength, balance, mobility, and bone density. What we're going to use today is 1 or 2 sets of dumbbells and a chair. I'll be talking you through every single exercise with tons of adaptations and adjustments because that's how exercise works, by making it work for you. Let's get started. We're going to warm up super duper quickly for what we are going to do and go into a horse stance. So a horse stance is a wide-legged squat, and we're going to press our hands down to our thighs. So just pause here for a second, and if possible, get your thighs pretty low. Now, I know this is the first thing that we're doing, but I'd like to show you, as I said in the beginning of class, how quickly we can get a really great, safe, and effective practice in. And then bring yourself up. We're going to do that one more time. So your legs are wide, you're coming down. Now, when it comes to horse, it's your horse. You can ride it as low or as high as you want, but we want our knees going out over our toes, our hands on our thighs. Take your left shoulder forward. As you take your left shoulder forward, push your left hand into your thighs, and then we're going to switch. Woo! We're going to do this one more time. We're going to drop the left shoulder forward, push left hand into left thigh, extend the spine, slight rotation in the back, and then we're going to switch. If anything becomes too much in the next few minutes and you want to go back to this super fabulous horse warm-up, that's absolutely fine. Then we're going to bring ourselves up. Feet come together. So now we're going to take our chair and we're going to sit down. Now, if when you sit down, it's too much, you feel like the chair is too low, you can put some padding under it. We have a lot of introductory strength training videos now on our channel that reviews this. We want to sit pretty tall. Take one hand to your back, find the extension of the spine. If you cannot find the extension of your spine, you're going to use your opposite hand and lift yourself up a little bit. As we go through our strength training, in every single exercise, we want to have this extension of the spine. That's what we're working towards. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I want you to keep this in mind. We're going to do 1 or 2 sit to stands, which basically means we're using the power of our legs and the strength of our core to come up. Bring your hands to your chest and bring yourself up to stand. Now, it's possible, let's come back down, that was too hard for you today. And if that's the case, use your hands to come up and down. But we're going to do our sit to stands and we're going to do 3 together, and then we have a surprise. Hands are at the chest. Feet are on the floor. Long back. We're going to come up and down. Now, as you come down, place your hips evenly on your chair. If you feel like you need assistance, use your hands as I'm demonstrating now. If you feel like this is easy, that's super fabulous because we're going to make it harder. So now what we're going to do is that I'm going to use my timer and I'm going to set a timer for 1 minute. And what I'd like you to do is do as many sit to stands in good form as possible. And it's not a contest, but we're going to be doing this kind of check-in with most of our classes, and you will see that you will be able to do more in 1 minute over the course of a few weeks. My timer is on. You are welcome to go slower than me. You are welcome to skip this if you want. Sit to stands for 1 minute. You can also go at my pace. That's absolutely fine. Your chair will probably not squeak as much as mine. If you need assistance, and we are counting, right? We're a number 3, or at least I am. Use your hands. We're a number 4. At the pace that we're going, we're probably going to get about 8. But let's see, we're a number 5. Push into your feet. We're a number 6. If you need to skip a couple, that's okay. We're a number 7. We're a number 8. We're going to continue to work until the timer goes off. It's going to be about 3 more times, which means we're going to get about 11 or 12. This is super fabulous. This is something you can do on your own during the week. Just set a timer for a minute. See how many you can do. It will warm up your legs, warm up your back. Wake up, your body. That was 1 minute. I did 12. See how many you did. Make a mental note on that. Now we're going to get our hands on our hips. And it's okay if you're a little tired, that was a lot. And we're going to keep the extension of our spine, and we're going to pivot over. Now, as you pivot over, and this is preparing us for our stiff-legged deadlifts, which is super fabulous for our glutes and our back and our hamstrings, you want to keep your back long. And what that means is you can take your hand, either one is fine, to your lower back and make sure you have that extension. Now, if you find like you're rounding the back, as I'm demonstrating now, nothing wrong with you as a person, just go over less. Okay, so that was the prep for the next exercise. You can continue with that or pick up your light weights. If you've done this before, if you're confident in this, you can use heavier weights. Same idea, except now we're holding the weights. How many are we going to do? We're going to do 12 together. The hips are going to pivot back. The weight or the dumbbells are going to travel straight down. If you need to pause and check the form or check my form, that's absolutely fine. The way that strength training works is that you want to be proficient in your form before you add a load, which means if you're not sure about this exercise today, and I am counting, we're a number 4, you're doing this without weights. Once you're able to do the weights proficiently, you can increase the weight. Notice how your hips are going back and forth. Notice how the dumbbells or the weights are going up and down in a straight line. If you have any questions about this, make a note about this. I'll be happy to answer them after class. Let's get 2 more times. Keep your back long. More experienced students, you can experiment with pressing extra into your feet as you come up. Excellent. So good. Please bend your knees when you put down the weights, and we're going to go into our horse again. Now, as you go into that horse, which was our warm-up, notice how your body feels different. Perhaps a little bit more awake, alive, alert, maybe a little bit more fatigued. Go down a little bit more, and then come up. So we're going to do that one more time. And if you were able to do that well, you can try it with your heavier weights. If you're not sure, use the weight you were using. And if you felt like it was too much, don't use weights, just practice the form. How many are we doing? 12. We're going to roll the shoulders back. You have the dumbbells in your hands, and you pivot from the hips. Now, in combination with the other classes or the other practices that we do that work on mobility and core strength, over time, and not like forever, like 6 weeks, you will be able to keep your back long as you pivot over. Some friends might be able to come over more. Some friends might be able to come over less. The goal is to give our body a challenge, and our body adapts. We have 5 more times by getting fitter and stronger. In your mind's eye, see your hips. They're going back and forth. In your mind's eye, see the dumbbells. I know you can't really look down, but see them. They're going up and down. Let's get 2 more times. Make a mental note how this feels for you today. Let's get 1 more time. Excellent. Take a second here. Put the weights down. Let's go into horse pose. Notice how you feel. Press down a little bit more. Take the right shoulder forward. Keep the spine long. Push right palm into right thigh, and then switch. So what that was a super practice for the glutes, the hamstrings, the lower back. And now we're going to go into the upper back. So bring yourself up, and we're going to bring our hands down to our chair. So what we're looking for here is that long spine. And if you cannot keep your spine long in this position, what you need to do is perhaps put a yoga block or 2 on your chair. And we're going to set up for our 1-arm rows. So let's take the right leg back. So it's like we're in a mini lunge, and we should be able to keep that back extension. And if we can't, we can have our hands on a higher surface. Now the right leg is back. Take the right arm and let it hang. And I know we've done this before, but I really want to make sure everyone gets this. And pull the elbow up, right? And then down. Take that right hand back to the chair. Let's do it with the other side. So we're practicing our form before we add a load. The left arm hangs, and then we're going to come up and down. Now, there are variations of this in other classes and other practices, but this is the one we're doing now. Please pick up your heavy weight unless you've never done this before. Then pick up your light weight. Take your left leg forward, your right leg back, your left hand is on the chair. Let the weight hang, keep the back long. Bring the weight up, we're counting to 10, and down. I would rather you work with a lighter weight if you are not sure of your form today. Your body cannot count. It's not keeping score on how heavy your weight is. We're a number 4, by the way. Your body just knows when it's being challenged. We're a number 5. If you've done this before, you can experiment with squeezing the shoulder blades together when the weight comes up. Let's get 3 more times. Elbow comes up, take a second and squeeze, and then come down. Elbow comes up, take a second and squeeze, and then come down. 1 more time. Elbow comes up, take a second and squeeze, and then come down. Bring yourself up. Take a moment here. The goal is to challenge the muscles and build strength and capacity. Now we're going to do the other side. So the right hand is on the chair. The right foot is forward. The left arm is hanging. We're going to lift up and down. So I am counting, but you are welcome to do half as many. The key here is that the movement is being initiated from your left shoulder blade. And your left shoulder blade is moving towards your right shoulder blade. We're number 5. We have 5 more times. Take your time. Make a mental note. Is this feeling too light? Is it feeling too heavy? Are you able, we have 3 more times, to keep your back long? Let's get 2 more. Elbow comes up and down. Let's get 1 more time. And down. Put the weight down. Bring yourself up. Let's go back into our horse pose. But now, notice how your back feels. Take the right shoulder forward. Push the right hand into the right inner thigh. Is there more space, strength, heat, awareness in the right side? Let's get the other side. Drop the left shoulder. Push the left palm into the left thigh. Take a second here, and then slowly bring that back up. Walk the feet together and pick up the lightest weights you have. We're going to do a combo exercise, and this one we haven't covered yet in the introductory classes, but it's pretty straightforward. I think we'll get it pretty quickly. It's a lateral raise, and then we're going to do a row combined with that. Don't worry if you don't know what I mean. I'm going to show you exactly. So get your light weight, and if you're not sure, you don't have to use any weights at all right in front of you. And then we're going to take the arms out to the side. So give that a try. Now, things tend to get very, very heavy when you do a lateral raise. And the reason why is that you're getting your arm all the way out to the side like this. It's like when you're carrying a suitcase. Let's get 1 more time. If you hold the suitcase close to you, you can control it. But if you held a heavy suitcase out here, it's away from your center of gravity and it's a lot heavier. So if that exercise we just did felt too heavy, don't use any weights at all, or maybe hold your yoga blocks so that we can build up the capacity to do that. Then part 2 of this round are rows. So the weights are in front of you, and now it's a little bit easier, right? Because we're going to come up and down. Before you think it's too easy, keep the light weights because we're going to be combining the 2 movements. Let's get 2 more times. Keep the weights close to you and allow your wrists to go out to the side with the elbows. Let's get 1 more time, and this is a combination movement of a lateral raise and an upright row. Take a second there. Roll the shoulders back. You should be feeling good in your upper body, as if you're challenging the muscles in your shoulders and a little bit of the upper back. If you felt like that was too heavy, don't use any weights at all. So the weights are in front of you. We're going to do one lateral raise and one upright row for a combination of 12. It's actually 24, but don't tell anyone. Think of it as 12. So it's one lateral raise and one upright row. So that's one round. One lateral raise, and if it's too heavy, put down the weights. And I'm going to show you from the side. One upright row. That's 2. One lateral raise, and I'm going to tell you a couple of tricks that we can do with this exercise. That's 3. When you come up for the lateral raise, pour a drop of water with the weights, if possible. And upright. That's 4. We have 5A, lateral raise. We have 5B, upright row. We have 6A, lateral raise. This can also be done sitting down if you need to. We have 6B, upright row. I'll show you from this side. We have lateral raise, that's 7A. We have upright row, 7B. If it's too heavy, put the weights down. We have 8A. We have 8B. If you have to skip 1 or 2, that's absolutely fine. We have 9A, lateral raise. We have upright row, 9B. 10A, keep the rest of the body still if possible. 10B. 2 more rounds. Lateral raise, chest is up. Upright row, elbows out to the side. 1 more time, super fabulous. Upright row. Could not be better. Notice how your body feels. Bend your knees when you put down the weights. Let's go into horse pose. But now, notice your shoulders. Notice your back. Notice how there's strength and capacity there. Take the right shoulder forward. Push the right palm into the thigh. Take the left shoulder forward. Push the left palm forward, or push the left palm back into the left thigh. Super, super fabulous. And then bring yourself up, heel toe your feet together. We're going to do one more combination of exercises. We're going to pick up your heavy weights. Doesn't have to be super heavy, but we're going to be doing bicep curls, which we usually handle a little bit more weight. And we're going to be doing alternate dumbbell curls. So the way that we do that is we have a slight stance in our body, and this can also be done sitting down if you feel like you're tired or you would like to sit. And we take the left arm, rotate the palm, and bring it up. And then it comes down. Now the key with this one for today is you do not want to begin, let's do the right side or the left side until the first side is finished. Can you do that? And the reason why is we want to stay steady and still in our core. So we're on 3A and we're going to be doing 6 total. 3A, down slowly. If you find yourself looking like this, the weight is too heavy for you today. Not always, but for today. We have a few more each way. Now here's another trick, and I got lots of trick when it comes to strength training. As you come up, right, see if you can have the pinky of the moving arm come up before the thumb of the moving arm. Let's get one more each way. Super fabulous. Last one. And then we're going to bend the knees and put the weights down. Let's go into horse again. And this is kind of like just a little check to see how we feel, what we're feeling. Push your palms down into your thighs and notice how your biceps, your whole upper body feels quite different than it did a few minutes ago. Take the left shoulder forward. Press the left palm into the left thigh. And then take the right shoulder forward and push the right palm into the right thigh. And then bring yourself up. Okay. So we're standing upright, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the arms, we're going to bend the elbows so it looks like it's in a righteous angle, right, or a right angle. And then we're going to pull the elbows back. Now, we're going to pivot from the hips. There's no weights in the hands yet. If you feel like pivoting over from the hips and keeping a long back is way too much, I want you to put one arm down or pivot less. Now I'd like you to straighten your arms and squeeze the back of the arms super, super hard. And then bend the arms and then bring yourself up. So that's a tricep kickback. And there's a couple of ways that we can do it, a couple of variations. But for today, we're going to try and do it that way. If that was too much on your back, you will do one side at a time with one hand at the chair. Now the key with this one is to pick up the lightest weights you have. You're not using the same weights as you did for the biceps. It's a different exercise. You're working against gravity in a different way, and the weights will feel heavier. Lightest weights you have. Pivot over from your hips. Pull your elbows up higher than your torso. Remember that righteous or that right angle. You start with the right angle, and then you squeeze the backs of the arm. Your spine is long. If this is too much on your back, back is a little bit higher. How many? We're doing 12 today. Extend and squeeze. Rebend. Extend and squeeze, but really squeeze, please. Rebend. Neck is long. Extend and squeeze. Squeeze the weights as well. If you want to get fancy, we're in number 4. Pull the shoulder blades together as you do this. The most important thing is that your spine is long. We have 6 more times. Now let's just say this was too much on your back today. You would be doing this, and that would still be fine. Let's get 4 more. Take a second, squeeze the back of the arms, and then rebend. Squeeze the back of the arms, and then bend. Take a moment, extend. Elbows ideally are higher than your torso. Let's get 2 more times. Let's get 1 more time. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Body comes up. Tricep kickbacks. Bend your knees as you put the weights down. 1 more horse pose. Bend the thighs. Bring your hands on your knees again, on your thighs again. As you push your palms down into your thighs, feel the muscles in the triceps, the muscles in the shoulders, the muscles in the back. Let your right shoulder come forward. Take a second here. Deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Other side. Drop that left shoulder forward. Take a second here. Deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Excellent. Bring yourself up. So we're going to give the upper body a break and work a little bit more on the lower body. What I'd like you to do is flip your chair around or make sure that you're able to hold onto the back like this. If for any reason that doesn't feel, I'm going to move this back so you guys can see. If for any reason that doesn't feel stable for you, this next exercise can absolutely positively be done with your hands against the wall. So your hands are on the top of the chair and you're standing upright. And what we're going to do are two kinds of heel lifts. The first one is to build strength in your calves and work on your posture. And the second one is going to have a bit more impact that really, really is useful and usable for bone density. Let's do these together. So your hands are the back of the chair. And if the chair feels like unsteady, you're going to use the wall. And you're going to come up into the balls of the feet and you're going to pause. And then you're going to come down. And you're trying to keep that. Let's continue. 3. Long spine. You could just check yourself and have one hand on your back just for a repetition or 2. And then maybe just for a repetition or 2, have one hand on your belly just to keep your torso still as you're doing this. If this is too much, do it less, right? That's okay. Let's get 3 more times. 2 more. It looks really simple, but it's pretty challenging. 1 more time. And then come down. Super fabulous. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is add on some impact to this exercise. And adding a bit of impact to your strength training really, really is not only great for balance and coordination, it helps build bone density. So it's the same thing, but we're going to press or anchor our heels down. I'll talk you through it. Hands are at the back of the chair, up to the balls of the feet, push the heels down. Up to the balls of the feet, push the heels down. Now, if this is too much, do it less. We have a few more times. Up, push the heels down. Up, push the heels down. Up, push the heels down. Adding a little bit of impact, right? Adding a little bit of strength into this simple movement. Let's get 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Take a second there. From here, we're going to walk the feet out to simply stretch the calves. So take your left foot forward, your right foot back, and then come as close to the chair as you can. What we really are trying to do for this stretch is to keep the back long. Push your back heel into the floor, lift the chest. Excellent. Switch. Other side. So back foot, push the heel down. Lean forward, keep the back long. Take a deep, full breath. Inhale and exhale. And then slowly, slowly, bring yourself up. Let the arms stay or hang at the side of the body. Find your best posture. Draw the shoulder blades together. Notice how you feel. Stronger, more balanced, perhaps a little fatigued. We just work the entire body. And what we should notice is this feeling of alertness, awareness, and strength, because that's what we came here to do. Such good work. That was a perfect 30-minute practice. And what we are trying to do in that class is show you how efficient and effective 30 minutes can be. And the reason why is that I don't want you to think, oh no, I have to do some strength training. I need to drive to the gym and spend 2 hours doing a million things. No, we just need to do some well-intentioned, precise exercises that will help us build strength, mobility, capacity, posture, all those important things. And we really did cover everything that we needed to cover today. We started with that pretty challenging sit to stands, and we kept doing horse to kind of see how we felt throughout the practice. Such good work. Please let me know how many sit to stands you did today, and if you have any questions about how to make these exercises work for you, because that's how exercise works, by learning how to make it work for you.